Welcome to DrUncle Drawing. I'm DrUncle, the Dr. Uncle. I don't claim to be a great artist. I'm not even sure that I claim to be a good artist. But I enjoy drawing. I wanted to share that, and I hope to inspire others to draw as well. In this episode, I'll be drawing a knight. I have my medium hardness charcoal pencil and a page from my sketchbook. So I begin. This is again sort of one of these drawings where I'm showing my geek side. You mentioned that I do kind of have that geek side, and this is where it's coming out. And I'm working from an AI generated image and also some renditions that I've done of that AI generated image. And I always have, still working on generating my perspective, getting a good deal of perspective in my scaling. And hopefully I'll do well. This has generally been a little bit better for my scaling. So obviously I've started working on his head. Then I'm going to put a cloak on him. And then down to the arm. This will be his hand, and kind of have like a glove or a gauntlet. And then the cloak is going to come down and kind of spread out. Let me see here. I'm going to try to get some of the lines similar, but especially when dealing with AI, you have to sort of work with what you have and make some adjustments. And I'm going to try and do that. So I'm going to try and get some of the details in here, some of the positions, and hopefully I'll not make any commitments that can't be changed. Then I'll go back and work from the right to the left a little bit. I have a sword in his arm, in his hand here. I need to go back and flesh this out, so to speak. I usually start down here. Well, actually, I usually start with the cloak a bit. What I'm going to do is make some dark lines that are like to give some folds and texture to the fabric. And then I go in and sort of fill that in a bit. And that softens those lines and smears the darker lines. So sometimes I have to go back in and darken them again. It smears them enough. And yeah, up here I've done a little bit too much darker than a bit darker than I wanted, but we'll see how this works. I'm going to bring this glove up a bit, this gauntlet. And then I'm going to add like some armor onto the leg here. And then to kind of make a line here, I'm going to sort of shade this in. I want to fade these lines here because those are like segments and there will be a soft shadow that really is what's defining them. The light is coming from the left. There will be a dark portion here, and then the armor starts again up here. I want to take my time. I know that was a little rushed there for a minute. I want to take my time to get a nice uniform shading in here. Like his clothing underneath the armor is darker. And right about here, now I'm going to kind of go over here. This will be the cloak in here, but he's got like a piece of fabric that comes down in the AI generated, which I kind of liked. Hopefully I can kind of recreate that a little bit. Again, doing the dark lines first and then trying to smudge them, and then I think some of them I'm going to have to go back in and darken them. Now I want to get a little bit darker in there actually. Again, I'm trying to continue this sort of stylize, this impressionistic style. And let's see here. So then this will be his leg, and let's see, I probably want to have his leg kind of come out a little bit like that, like that's his knee. Then I'm going to draw, so the armor on the side is going to come down a bit like that, these segments on the armor. And then at the knee, kind of goes up and then down. Do a little bit of smearing and softening of that. Do it like it's shaded on that side. And again, I'm going to do a dark segment in here like it's some dark cloth, or his pants are fairly dark in color. Then at this point, I think I'm going to take the lines on the armor are going to be straight. This will go up a little bit further. And soften those. So with AI, one thing I'm noticing is as I'm looking more and more carefully, at least at these drawings, these artistic renditions rather than photographic, I'm noticing more and more that I have to be careful because they're not always, I meant to go further up with that, a little higher angle. So this will kind of be the center line of the breast piece. Well, chest piece, I guess. And then this one will come up. I have to be careful because sometimes AI gets it and sometimes it doesn't. I want to make this a little bit sharp there. You'll see in a minute why I'm looking like that. I'm doing that. It creates the impression of a fold in here. I'm going to be doing some shading in here. Then this is really getting to me. I've got to do something to sort of define the arm here. And the arm itself, more like that. Then he's got his hand around the hilt of the sword. And let's see, I need these two lines over here. So that'll go there, and that'll go there, and then I'm again going to soften these quite a bit. I want to kind of shade a little bit here. Remember, the cloak is really dark, so that'll be a definition of that line. I do want to make this arm much darker, like it's in the shadow. And then this is where the shading on the breast piece comes in. So the breast piece is going to be shaded off to the right. A little bit of a gradient as we go across, as it goes across. And that's the cloak there. Now I want to soften these lines. Very, very light in here. We need to finish the sword. So on the right hand side of the sword, I'm going to make it darker. So there's like a kind of two edges put together. It's a little bit shorter than I was trying for. The proportions aren't horrible. Trying to do some very, very light shading in here. Over here, I'm going to make this a little bit darker. Well, not my favorite piece. I think I'm going to call that good, and I have enjoyed drawing it. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you have, please let me know by clicking on the like button. And if you know of others who might enjoy these videos, please share them. Thank you for watching.